Well, let's get a little bit more about the situation in Mpumalanga after the development today that one of the 3 men arrested yesterday in connection with the assassination, the apparent assassination of an ANC councillor will now be released. The police spokesperson in Mpumalanga is Brigadier Selvy Mohlala. Brigadier, good afternoon to you. I do appreciate the time. This person's being released because of a lack of evidence. Did you arrest the wrong person because you were just simply wanted to make an arrest?
Good afternoon, SG, and good afternoon to the viewers. Definitely not. We have not arrested the wrong person. It's just those technicalities that we normally come across when we bring the suspect to court. But then we don't take it in a negative way. We have done a wonderful job, and we really appreciate the advice and the instruction that were given to us by the prosecutor to say that look, the evidence that you have provided is not sufficient. Go and gather some few facts and close the doors, the gaps that you have here, so that we will have ultimately a positive prosecution. So to us, it's not all lost. In fact, we take it positively to say that let's have a very strong case so that whenever we start with a trial, then we will know that everything is sealed, it's in the bag, and we'll definitely show that this person is not going to go down unpunished.
So you're confident you have enough evidence against the other 2 suspects as well? You're not worried about you may have to release them?
Definitely sure. We've got enough evidence against the 2, but over and above that, the information that is missing, it's a little information, ST. Just unfortunately, we cannot disclose on the media what we have currently. But it's safe to say that it's just the few dots that you just have to connect, and then as soon as we connect, we don't have to take long processes. And then we straightforward arrest the suspect because we've got all his details and his whereabouts, and then we submit the docket back to court for enrollment, and we will be sure that definitely we are going to get a positive prosecution.
You've also had a huge drugs bust in your province. A car was stopped, 53 kilograms of Christal Meth. It's worth a huge amount of money. How did this happen?
Definitely so, Stephen. We are working in Mpumalanga. We really try our best to ensure that we protect the citizens of the entire country as well as the province. And you would know that we are bordering with various countries. We are bordering with Mozambique. We are bordering with Swaziland. As a result, there's lots of movement from the other countries coming to South Africa. Hence, we have arrested the 2 suspects after our members, the K9 unit, as well as the members in Komati Port who were conducting the operations. They stopped that particular vehicle, and it's a small vehicle, and then in the compartment where the drugs were hidden, one was not going to be able to detect them. Fortunately enough, we've got well-trained K9s, the dogs, and they managed to discover that. I mean, it's a magnificent discovery. The drugs, Christal Meth, that worth more than 50 million, it's a lot. And the suspects who were coming from Mozambique to South Africa were arrested. They appeared yesterday at the Barberton Magistrate Court. The case was postponed to today in Lost Creek, and fortunately enough, it was again postponed to the 26th of January, and they are all remanded in custody. And what we have found strange as well is that they've got a legitimate passport to be in the country. Now, what one does is that where were these drugs heading to, which means that there's a possibility of market of these particular drugs. What we need to do going forth now is to nip the bud of this particular business so that we wouldn't have any influx, especially coming through our port of entry.
It also means there's a huge network. This amount of Christal Meth worth this amount of money means there's a huge network. I presume you're going to be investigating that.
Definitely for sure. We will investigate that because one will have to check from where were they coming from and where were they destined to. And if you look, like we just indicated, if you look at the volume of this Christal Meth, it means that there's a market somewhere there. And where is this particular market? And who are the kingpins who are really driving or funding this particular project, if one would call them the project? We need to get those people. But then, safe to say from our side, as Mpumalanga, our ports of entry, both from the side of Swaziland and the side of Mozambique, are managed by seasonable commanders who are trying their best at all the times to ensure that they stop everything illegal that is coming through. You would remember that more often than not, we keep on arresting these particular suspects. And even vehicles, we keep on confiscating various vehicles, very expensive vehicles, some of them that are en route to Mozambique, some of them are coming to South Africa. So this is the kind of the dynamics that we are faced with on a daily basis. But we are not going to leave any stone unturned. We are going to continue to work hard. In fact, this gives us a hope that if we arrest like this, some people will see that Mpumalanga is working very, very, very much. Our members will get that particular motivation, and we hope we will close this particular industry of the drugs and some of stolen motor vehicles.
Mpumalanga Police spokesperson Selvy Mohlala, thank you very much indeed for the time on the pulse tonight.